In the ever-evolving landscape of NFL quarterback rankings, a recent post by an NFL writer has sparked a firestorm of debate among San Francisco 49ers fans. The ranking places our very own Brock Purdy at a surprising 18th among his peers, a position that has raised eyebrows and ignited discussions across the fan base. I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from, and what do you think about this ranking? Purdy's placement on this list is particularly perplexing, as it positions him behind quarterbacks like Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, and even Sam Darnold. This is a head-scratcher for anyone who has followed Purdy's meteoric rise since he took the reins as the starting quarterback for the 49ers back in 2022. Not only did he manage to outperform expectations, but he also led the team to a solid 7-2 record in his first season. Yet, despite these accomplishments, he is still being undervalued on these national platforms. To add to the controversy, the ranking also placed 49ers backup QB Mac Jones at 24th, further fueling the conversation about quarterback evaluations in the league. The discussion around Purdy's ranking often overlooks his impressive statistics during the 2025 season, where he completed an eye-catching 69.4% of his passes for 2,167 yards and 20 touchdowns in just 9 starts, culminating in a passer rating of 100.5. Not to mention that he did this while often missing crucial players like George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall, as well as battling through a season plagued by injury and a less effective run game than in previous years. The ongoing debate about Purdy's evaluation reflects a broader issue in the NFL, namely, how narratives are shaped by a variety of factors. Analysts often cite his lower draft status as a reason for his ranking, and the injuries he has faced only further complicate how he is perceived. Missing 8 games in the 2025 season due to a turf toe injury certainly affected his overall statistics, but it's essential to contextualize that his per-game production has been strong. It begs the question, why is Purdy's undeniable talent not translating into national recognition? Observers note that his journey, from Mr. Relevant in the 2022 draft to a Pro Bowl quarterback and Super Bowl starter, has not yet earned him the universal acclaim that many believe he deserves. It's clear that his performance on the field merits a place within the elite tier of quarterbacks, yet he continues to be marginalized in these conversations. As we continue to assess Purdy's future and the lingering questions about his standing in the league, the narrative surrounding him remains one of the more fascinating storylines heading into the 2026 season. Can he break through this glass ceiling that seems to be holding him down? Or will he remain a polarizing figure, frequently productive, but always just outside the league's perceived elite? With these questions hanging in the air, let's transition to our next news item and see what other developments are unfolding in the world of the San Francisco 49ers. In a surprising twist that could send ripples through the league, veteran quarterback Russell Wilson appears to be on the brink of transitioning from player to broadcaster. Recent reports suggest that Wilson is in serious talks with the New York Jets to back up Geno Smith, but it seems that Wilson's desire to stand on the sidelines is waning. The prospect of him stepping into the television realm could very well signal the closing chapter of his once storied NFL career. Wilson, a former Super Bowl champion and 9-time Pro Bowler, was a cornerstone of the Seattle Seahawks from 2012 to 2021. However, after his trade to the Denver Broncos, where he signed a massive 5-year extension potentially worth $245 million, the narrative took a significant downturn. His tenure in Denver was marred by underperformance and disappointment, ultimately leading the Broncos to absorb the largest dead cap hit in NFL history when they decided to part ways with him in March 2024. Following that, his forgettable season with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a brief stint with the New York Giants left fans and analysts alike questioning if we've witnessed the last of a once great quarterback. According to media insider Andrew Marchand, CBS is emerging as the frontrunner to sign Wilson, potentially featuring him on the NFL Today. This news follows the recent departures of notable figures from CBS, such as Matt Ryan, who left to serve as the president of football operations for the Atlanta Falcons, and Mike Tomlin, who signed on with NBC. If Wilson is indeed making the jump to broadcasting, he will have to navigate a transition that sees him stepping away from the field where he once thrived. This raises significant questions for the Jets. If Wilson is out as a player, who fills the backup role behind Smith? The current options include undrafted rookie Brady Cook the experienced but inconsistent Bailey Zapp, and fourth-round draft pick Cade Klubnik. Each of these players comes with their own set of uncertainties, and the Jets' front office will need to weigh their options carefully as they look for a reliable backup to support Smith. Fans, as we digest this potential shift in Wilson's career, what are your thoughts? Are you surprised to see him potentially stepping away from the game? Where are you watching from? And how do you feel about the Jets' quarterback situation moving forward? With Wilson's departure from the field potentially imminent, the landscape of the NFL quarterback carousel continues to evolve, and it leaves us pondering the legacy of a player who once seemed invincible. As we continue to follow this story, let's keep an eye on what this means for both the Jets and Wilson himself as the next chapter unfolds. Up next, we'll delve into the latest developments surrounding the 49ers roster decisions and how they could impact the upcoming season. As we wrap up today's segment, let's dive into an intriguing narrative surrounding the Indianapolis Colts and their standout wide receiver, Alec Pierce, who has just celebrated his 26th birthday. The Colts have made a significant investment in Pierce, securing him with a 4-year, $114 million contract after an impressive season that saw him finally break the 1,000 receiving yard mark. As fans of the San Francisco 49ers, we can appreciate the kind of explosive talent that can change the dynamics of a game. Pierce is entering his 5th year in the NFL and has really come into his own, especially in the last couple of seasons. Initially, he made his mark as a deep ball threat, with respectable averages of 14.5 and 16.1 yards per reception in his first 2 seasons despite only totaling 73 catches. Fast forward to 2024 and 2025, and we see him leading the NFL in yards per reception, a testament to his development and the Colts' growing reliance on him as a primary weapon. But let's pause for a moment and reflect on what this means for the 49ers as they navigate their own roster dynamics. With a deep receiving core that includes established stars and emerging talents, it's essential for San Francisco to stay sharp and competitive in their strategies. The Colts' commitment to Pierce signals a shift in their offensive philosophy, one that we in San Francisco need to take note of as we look to bolster our own lineup. Now, here's a fun challenge for you all. Can you name all the players who have led the NFL in yards per reception since the turn of the millennium? You have 5 minutes to think about it. Test your knowledge and see how well you know the game. This exercise not only highlights the elite talent in the league, but also serves as a reminder of the caliber of players we might face in the upcoming season. As we consider the implications of Pierce's new contract and his performance, it raises questions about the trajectory of the Colts and their competitiveness in the AFC. Will they continue to build around him and maximize his potential, or will they struggle to keep pace in a highly competitive conference? For us, the 49ers, it's a critical moment to assess our own strategic moves as we head into the next phase of the season. In conclusion, while the Colts are making waves with their marquee signing, it's a reminder for us to keep our eyes on the prize. The 49ers have their own work to do, and we cannot afford to rest on our laurels. The landscape of the NFL is ever-changing, and every decision we make in the front office and on the field will define our chances of returning to glory. So, where are you watching from today? What do you think about the Colts' investment in Alec Pierce? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're passionate about the 49ers and want to stay updated on all the latest news analysis, make sure to subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going and stay engaged as we look forward to an exhilarating season ahead.